Meherban, Goala.
The day of 5th October is the birth anniversary of freedom fighter Baji Raut. He was merely a 12-year-old boy when he fearlessly stood in front of a bunch of British sepoys, denying them service. Baji Raut was born in 1926 at the Neelkantpur village in Dhenkanal, Odisha. Son of Hari Raut, Baji was a boatman and volunteer of the Braja Mandal in the Dhenkanal state. He was responsible for the task of keeping vigil on the movement of the state police and troops at the Neelkantpur Ghat on the Brahmani river.
On the night of October 10th in 1938, a number of policemen and soldiers tried to force him to take them across the river in his boat. The 12-year-old boy refused to do so and told them they were enemies of the people. A soldier struck him on his head with the butt of his gun and his skull was fractured. Despite his serious injuries, he raised an alarm and warned the villagers about the arrival of the soldiers and policemen. He died the same night due to excessive loss of blood. The bravery and patriotism of young Baji Raut has been immortalized in the poem Boatman by the famous Odia poet Sachi Rautarai.
On the day of 5th October in 1938, in Kerala, a serious and violent confrontation took place between the British armed force and freedom fighters at Kadakkal, a village about 48 kilometers north of Trivandrum. The arrest of some state Congress workers provoked the people very much. The situation of the area was already tense due to the exorbitant toll collected by the agents of the government from the market at Kadakkal, though its intensity was not so hard as in the nearby markets of Kallara, Pangode area. The state Congress workers of Kadakkal exhorted the people not to pay the toll. Also, they obstructed the sale of liquor.
On 29 September, the protesters stormed the police station in the area and the small police party sustained injuries. In view of the alarming strength and fury of the mob, the police temporarily withdrew to Kotarkara. The people had already seized the guns and swords kept in the station.
On 5th October, 2 platoons of military arrived at the area and suppressed the agitation with an iron hand. 13 houses were set on fire by the police and military. People were mercilessly beaten and tortured. Several cases were framed against the leaders and participants of the movement.
Also on 5th October 1943, a freedom fighter from Bihar, Binda Singh, was martyred. Binda Singh actively participated in the Quit India movement. He was arrested and seriously wounded in an assault by the police. Detained thereafter in Fulwari Sharif camp jail, he died there on 5th October on account of the police torture.
In a similar incident in Bengal, freedom fighter Shayama Charan attained martyrdom. Das belonged to Bahadurpur village of Medinipur district. He was a political worker and took part in the Quit India movement. While participating in the volunteers' raid on the Bhagwanpur police station on 5th October 1942, he received bullet wounds in the police firing and died on the spot.
Today is also the death anniversary of Meherban Goala. He belonged to the infantry regiment of the English East India Company. Goala participated in the rebellion of 1857 and was arrested by the British East India Army at Shahabad, now in Bihar. Charged with the offence of mutiny, Goala was sentenced to death on 5th October 1857.
Up next, we get to our segment Across the Globe.